On Global TV News Prime, ASU declares indefinite strike action in Bauchi University. In business, Central Bank of Nigeria reveals foreign exchange marking system and remittances key to naira stability. On the foreign scene, floods displays over 122,000 in Malaysia. In sports, Mbappe's problem is Real Madrid's problem, says Carlo Ancelotti. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. The FCT Police Command has said that a herbalist identified as Ismail Usman, who tried to test himself against a gun, has sustained life-threatening injuries as his self-made bulletproof charm failed. Spokesperson of the command, SP Josephine Adair, revealed that a distress call had on November 23, 2024, disclosed that Usman, known for his unconventional methods, shot himself in the stomach with a shotgun and was reportedly rushed to the Kubwa General Hospital for emergency treatment and was later transferred to Gwagwalada Specialist Hospital for further care. The police, however, conducted a thorough search of Usman's home, recovering the homemade gun and an array of charms used in his reckless experiment, stating that Usman is expected to face charges for unlawful possession of firearms and attempted suicide under Section 231 of the Penal Code Law of Northern Nigeria. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, condemned the incident, highlighting the dangers associated with illegal firearms, reiterating that the police remain committed to ensuring the safety and security of all residents. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, has disclosed that troops of the Nigerian military eliminated no fewer than 135 terrorists, apprehended 185 suspects, and rescued 129 kidnapped hostages through well-executed operations across the country in the last 1 week. Major General Buba made this known in the Defense Headquarters weekly update on the operations of the military in Abuja, stating that terrorists in the North Central have begun to surrender to troops as a non-kinetic collaborative effort with stakeholders was deployed to encourage the process. He added that the troops recovered 113 assorted weapons and 2,415 ammunition, comprising 72 AK-47 rifles, 11 fabricated rifles, 15 Dane guns, 8 pump-action guns, 4 hand grenades, 1 RPG bomb, and a tube, among others. Also, Buba disclosed that the troops in the Niger Delta area recovered and destroyed 93 crude oil cooking ovens, 12 dugout pits, 37 boats, 127 drums, 41 storage tanks, and 82 illegal refining sites. Meanwhile, the Lagos state government has said the aquatic ecosystem is presently under threat due to the excessive and indiscriminate dredging of the lagoon in the coastal areas by illegal operators. The State Commissioner for the Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Ekundayo Alebioshu, raised the alarm while addressing dredgers and tipper operators in the state at an emergency meeting in Alausa, Ikeja. Alebioshu, while highlighting the dire consequences of unchecked dredging, which includes the potential depletion of sand reserves in the lagoon, sounded a cautionary note about the inherent dangers of the activities. He therefore stressed the urgent need for widespread sensitization programs to educate residents on the dangers of those unsanctioned activities, as he warned that improper and unapproved dredging could lead to catastrophic effects on Lagos coastline, impacting aquatic life, disrupting ecological balance, and undermining state infrastructure plans. In another development, a former Minister of Aviation, Osita Chidoka, has resigned from the People's Democratic Party. Chidoka, in his resignation letter to the party dated November 29, 2024, said he had written to his ward in Anambra State about his resignation. He says he's leaving the PDP with immense respect and gratitude, adding that he remains committed to good governance national unity, and honest public service. Chidoka says he will dedicate his time to his non-governmental organization, the Atena Center, which is committed to enhancing public policy and leadership across Nigeria. Speaking during a television interview on September 21st, 2024, governorship election in Edo State, the former aviation minister leveled allegations against the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, describing as incontrovertible evidence of systematic rigging orchestrated by INEC to favor the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. The Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, AYCF, has condemned the criticisms directed at the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, following the recent Edo governorship election. The forum, in a statement signed by its President General Yerima Shettima, described the allegations as baseless and unfounded. The AYCF expressed solidarity with INEC amidst what it termed unsubstantiated allegations of malpractice, rejecting claims of deliberate failure, just as it emphasized INEC's historical strides in adopting technology to enhance electoral transparency. Investigative journalist Fisayo Soyombo says he was conducting an undercover investigation when he was taken into custody by the Nigerian army. Speaking in an interview, Soyombo described his experience and the challenges faced by journalists in Nigeria. He accused the Nigerian army of deliberately compromising his safety after being detained for 3 days in Port Harcourt while conducting an undercover investigation into illegal oil bunkering. He clarified that he was not arrested with oil thieves, but had approached the military personnel thinking they were there to facilitate a settlement. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Umar Zulum, has rejected the tax reform bills sponsored by President Bola Tinubu's administration, saying the bill would destroy the North. The bills, which seek to prioritize the localization of consumption as the basis for sharing value-added tax, have faced stiff opposition, especially from the North, with stakeholders calling for its withdrawal. Speaking on the development in an interview with BBC Hausa Service, the governor expressed displeasure over how the bills enjoyed speedy and smooth passage to the current phase when other bills had spent several years to scale through. Meanwhile, a member of the House of Representatives, Abdul Samad Dasuki, has advised the presidency to make conscious efforts to convince opponents of the proposed tax reform using data that speaks to the anomalies that proposed tax reform bills are intended to correct, as well as the benefits to be derived from passage of such legislations. Dasuki, who represents Kebbi Tambuwal Federal Constituency of Sokoto State and chairs the House Committee on Shipping Services, in an interview advised the presidency to make haste with caution on the bills, stating that the speed with which the government is pursuing for the approval of the bill is also making Nigerians suspicious. He stressed that doing so and making sure that such data are circulated nationwide will help to sensitize the public and hopefully convince those opposed to the proposed laws. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has pleaded with Nigerian youths not to leave the country as the bank was working on building an economy where businesses could thrive. Cardoso pleaded with Nigerian youths while delivering his keynote address at the 59th Annual Bankers Dinner of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, in Lagos. While acknowledging the severe impact of the reforms on Nigerians, he assured that its ongoing reforms and policies are in best interest of everyone and geared towards economic development. In a bid to diversify its economy and strengthen public-private partnerships, the Imo State government has gone into partnership with Jampol Group, a multinational firm from the United Arab Emirates. The state governor, Hope Uzodinma, described the collaboration as a strategic move to boost agricultural productivity and create jobs. Under the agreement, the multinational company will manage and expand livestock production at Acharabo, focusing on high-grade livestock processing. Additionally, a state-of-the-art fertilizer plant will be installed, capable of providing 400 metric tons per day in the same premises, while a tertiary factory will also be established to further boost agricultural output. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, has announced plans to launch a groundbreaking initiative, the Special Intervention in Medical Simulation and Innovation, as part of its 2025 intervention strategy. This innovative program aims to revolutionize medical education and training in Nigeria by providing state-of-the-art simulation facilities and promoting cutting-edge research in medical innovation. Chairman of the TETFund Board of Trustees, Aminu Bello Masari, says the move, which is part of the fund's commitment to support the government's efforts to transform Nigeria's healthcare system, will, among other things, address patient safety and quality of care. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has cautioned frozen food dealers to stop the sale and distribution of unregistered and prohibited products. The agency made this announcement during a one-day sensitization program in Abuja. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, represented by Kenneth Azikiwe, the Director in charge of the FCT Directorate, emphasized that importation and distribution of banned products must stop to support local farmers and producers of frozen food. She noted that the initiative aims to safeguard public health, particularly during the festive season, urging Market Association members to prioritize purchasing locally manufactured and NAFDAC-registered frozen products to ensure quality and safety for consumers. The National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has sent an emergency rescue team to search for missing passengers of a merchant boat that capsized in Kogi on Friday. The managing director of NIWA, Bola Oyebamiji, says the boat capsized in the waters of the Ebe community in Kupa South local government area of Kogi State. He noted that the top management team of NIWA was leading and coordinating the rescue operations, as well as making sure that survivors of the boat mishap would receive urgent medical attention. The Association of Resident Doctors in the service of the Kogi State government has expressed their dissatisfaction over the non-implementation of the approved new salary structure, COMMES 2024. The doctors, after an emergency meeting of the association in Lokoja, expressed their displeasure over the non-payment of arrears of new minimum wage for October 2024 as promised by the state government. The ARD president of Kogi State Specialist Hospital, Dr. Ame Friday, who spoke to journalists shortly after the meeting, appealed to the state governor, Usman Ododo, to intervene. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Saadu Zongo University, Bauchi, has declared indefinite strike to drive home its demand for better conditions of service from the university management. Addressing journalists shortly after an emergency congress held at the Yuli Bauchi campus of the university, ASU chairperson, Sazu branch, Comrade Awal Hussein Nuhu, explained that the Congress observed that it had exhausted all mechanisms and all attempts to get the authorities to attend to its demands were fruitless. The chairperson says that the Congress noted the lack of readiness and commitment of the university administration and the government to attend to its demands in spite of several efforts put in. Plateau State recorded 2,260 new cases of human immunodeficiency virus infections and 581 related deaths in 2023, according to the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cletus Shukuk. Shukuk disclosed this in Jos during an event to commemorate the 2024 World AIDS Day globally on December 1st. He noted that the state government had expanded HIV testing services to over 900 healthcare facilities and intensified awareness campaigns on prevention and treatment. Efforts to prevent mother-to-child transmission of HIV have also seen significant progress, with 46,828 pregnant women tested between January and June 2024. You're watching the News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Prime returns, use fake sticker, pay 5 million naira fine, Ogun signage agency tells vehicle owners. Details of this, as well as foreign and sport stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Prime. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has assured that the Naira's true value will be restored with the introduction of an electronic foreign exchange matching system, which has proven effective in other markets. The governor of CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, gave the assurance in Lagos, saying that CBN had undertaken critical reforms to unify Nigeria's exchange rate, eliminating distortions and restoring transparency, adding that panic buying was one of the reasons for FX volatility. According to him, it is vital to address the disinformation circulating about a supposed demand-supply gap in the FX market, fueling unnecessary panic. He stressed that the current USD exchange rate reflected the price that the most desperate buyers were willing to pay, adding that this does not represent the true market value of the Naira. The General Manager of the Ogun State Signage and Advertising Agency, Fola Onifade, has declared that the use of fake stickers by vehicle owners and counterfeiters attract a 5 million Naira fine. Onifade says the move is to ensure that the state is not swindled or sabotaged economically by counterfeiters. He made this declaration in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, at the official launch of the 2025 mobile advert permit. He explained that the sticker has a barcode and when scanned will reveal the particular vehicle permit the permit was issued for and the registration number. Members of the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on Turnaround Maintenance of Nigeria's Refineries have expressed delight over the recent partial functioning of the Port Harcourt refinery. The committee chairman, Senator Kawu Sumaila, on behalf of other members, stated this after inspecting the Port Harcourt refinery facilities in Eleme, Rivers State. Our correspondent, Sharon Ajay, was there for Global Television.
The members of the Senate Ad Hoc Committee, led by Senator Kawu Sumaila, comprises of Senator Yahya Abdullahi, Senator Nkpigi Barinaga, Senator Karimi Steve, Senator Khalid Mustafa, Senator Abdul Ningi, Senator Shehu Umar, Senator Nwoyi Tony, Senator Oswell Encho, Senator Aliu Wadada, and Senator Diket Plang. Senator Somalia commended the progress made in the refinery's rehabilitation, expressing optimism that the ongoing efforts will ensure sustainability in refining petroleum products. He said the committee would ensure that the partial production and lift of fuel from the refinery does not suffer any setback.
Are you loading petrol from Port Harcourt refinery 3 days to today?
That is exactly what we are doing. We are loading petrol from Port Harcourt refinery.
Yes. We are here to bridge the gap. We are representative of the people. Therefore, we are here to take the message of NNPC to our constituencies, 109 constituency.
The managing director of the Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited, Engineer Ibrahim Onoja, highlighted that while production has resumed, achieving full capacity will be a gradual process, particularly with the blending of elements required for the premium motor spirit.
33,000, some are 45, some are...
So in a day, how many
So we can take up to 20 trucks. It takes about 80 to 50, 20 minutes to load the truck.
Another question. How many products are you loading?
Presently now, we can load PMS, we can load AGO, we can load DP. But for now, we are loading PMS right now. But when we are
Earlier, the managing director of the Port Harcourt Refining Company Limited, Engineer Ibrahim Onoja, conducted members of the committee round the first plant built in 1965 and its control room where the rehabilitation work has been completed with partial production of the petroleum products. However, rehabilitation work is still on at other plants domiciled in the same premises. While taking round the senators, the managing director explained that the facility is now operating at 60% capacity with a daily production of 60,000 barrels, representing a significant step towards reducing Nigerians' dependence on imported fuel. Operational activities at Port Harcourt experienced serious setback, leading to it being dormant for 23 years, with successive administrations pumping funds to ensure it resumes operation. This milestone achieved now is expected not only to enhance local fuel production, but also create employment opportunities and drive economic development in the region. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
On the foreign scene, France has begun the return of some 3,500 archaeological artifacts to Ethiopia, which Paris held since 1980s for study. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot handed over 2 prehistoric stone axes called bifaces and a stone cutter to Ethiopia's tourism minister, Salamawit Kase, during a visit to the National Museum in Addis Ababa. France and Ethiopia hold a long-standing bilateral agreement on cooperating in the fields of archaeology and paleontology. The artifacts currently stored at the French Embassy in Addis Ababa will be delivered in their entirety to the Ethiopian Heritage Directorate on Tuesday. The inability of the Palestinian government to reach a peace deal with the Israeli's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been attributed to selfish interest of the Israeli Prime Minister and the inherent agenda of wiping out Palestinians completely from the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian envoy to Nigeria, Abdallah Abu Shawesh, made these allegations during a press briefing in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Anthony Momodu reports.
Despite the war crimes allegations against the Israeli Defense Forces, the Palestinian envoy to Nigeria, Abdullah Abu Shawesh, has further accused the Israeli government of a hidden agenda of perpetrating ethnic cleansing.
Israel declared and allowed and declared goals behind the war in Gaza is to expel the Palestinian 2.3 million Palestinians from Gaza, is to raise and to completely make Gaza an unlivable place, and to settle in Gaza. So
Abdullah Abu Shawesh also fingered Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his political party's fear of losing political relevance for reasons they are sabotaging any peace deal with the Palestinian people to remain in power.
Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, know that if he will reach a ceasefire on Gaza or put an end to the war in Gaza, this means that the collapse of his coalition and his government, and in this case he will have zero impunity, and again in this case he will be jailed.
He expressed deep concerns over the inherent trauma the whole of Palestinians are going through due to the incessant bombardment and carnage faced by the Palestinians.
Because the trauma is repetitive and ongoing and continuous. It is not overstating to say everyone in Gaza is traumatized. 419 days of genocide and ethnic cleansing at the hands of the United States of America, Israeli.
The call by the international community and recent peace truce reached between the Lebanon government and the Israeli government is a glimmer of hope of a peaceful Gaza and Middle East. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television.
More than 122,000 people were forced to evacuate their homes as severe flooding caused by relentless rains continues to devastate Malaysia's northern states. Officials from the National Disaster Management Agency reported that the number of displaced individuals has surpassed the 2014 flooding crisis, with fears that it may rise further due to ongoing downpours. The death toll remains at 4, with casualties recorded across Kelantan, Terengganu and Sarawak. Kelantan has been the worst affected. Kelantan State bore the brunt of the flooding, accounting for 63% of the 122,631 people evacuated, according to data from the National Disaster Management Agency. In sports, Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has said that superstar striker Kylian Mbappe's struggles this season are due to his team's overall lack of consistency. The French forward missed a penalty as Spanish and European champions Real Madrid lost on Wednesday in the Champions League against Liverpool, their third defeat in 5 matches in the competition. As we end the Global News Prime, let's take a look at some of our top stories. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Sadu, Zongo University, Bauchi, has declared indefinite strike to drive home its demands for better conditions of service from the university management. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is assured that the Naira's true value will be restored with the introduction of an electronic foreign exchange matching system, which has proven effective. On the foreign scene, more than 122,000 people were forced to evacuate their homes as severe flooding caused by relentless rains continues to devastate Malaysia's northern states. And in sports, we told you Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti has said that superstar striker Kylian Mbappe's struggles this season are due to his team's overall lack of consistency. That's it on the News Prime on Global Television and came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handle now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.